Howdy y'all, and welcome back for some more State of Decay 2 action. Today we're going to cover 5 more tips and strategies in this second volume of Advanced Combat. Without further delay, let's dive right in. First up on our list are choke points. A choke point is any area that forces zombies through a smaller opening to get to you. This strategy is best explained with an example. Let's say you've snuck into a warehouse. We all know where the plague heart will be. It's in this little room right here. There's one way in and out of the room with the plague heart, and it has no windows. The plague heart is also not in line of sight from outside the door, at least not enough to where you can throw anything in there. You know that once you start hitting that plague heart, those Zeds will be all over you like a fat kid on a cupcake. You also know where they'll be coming from. Aside from the fact it's one door, there's a hallway outside that door. Normally I like to set an explosive, usually C4, next to the plague heart. I follow that up with some fire and then detonate after I've reached a safe distance. This situation is different because the room is too small to detonate while you're inside it, and just about any fire, unless it's a delayed thermite grenade, will damage you before you can get out of the room. So here my advice would be, you set the explosive and detonate while you're outside the room. Run in and start shooting. I normally have my fire set up in my RB slot so I can quickly throw it out into the hall. It's best to use something that will spread and stay around longer, but any fire will do. Throw the fire out into the hall when you see them breaking in. That'll buy you more time to do what you need to do. Number 2 on our list is to equip your survivors with a high-powered firearm. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Like the APC-9, the Osprey, or the Horde Breaker, or any other big boy you may have. And make sure it's their active weapon. Do this for a number of reasons. 1, survivors don't use bullets, so empty their inventory and weapons if you want to. 2, if your survivors are at your base, you don't want them defending it with a slingshot. And 3, it helps when you've enlisted them to follow you. In my experience, they tend to draw aggro as they're constantly firing once a fight starts. That frees you up to get control of the fight. Every zombie they shoot and kill is one less you'll have to, meaning you don't have to run through your ammo as fast. You can either keep extra bullets or explosives on them, or just use them for storage when you're looting. It allows you to carry an extra rucksack and a bunch of inventory spots. They're basically a pack mule that draws aggro and doesn't spend bullets. Number 3 has to do with bloaters. Did you know bloater gas is very explosive? It doesn't take much to set them off. They can even be triggered by a road flare. This same volatility applies to bloater gas grenades. If it's close enough to a plague heart, it will do a lot of damage to it. Throw the grenade, and then follow up with your flame of choice. I prefer Molotovs. Here I'm using a road flare against a plague heart on lethal. Just make sure to account for the sound the flare will continue to make after the gas is ignited. So if you roll up on a place and see a bloater inside, don't think, crap, I gotta kill them and wait out the gas until I can go in. Go ahead and dance like you won the lottery and use them as part of your attack plan. Number 4 deals with siege sites. With the infestation and siege changes that came in update 33, you have a lot more control over when and if you get a siege at your base. As a recap, an infestation becomes a siege site if it's close enough to your base to attack it. You'll know it by the color, as infestations are green and the siege sites are orange. Now this trick is situational and should not be used as a normal strategy as you progress through a map. However, you might find it helpful and get you out of a bad spot. As your base is waiting for the impending attack, consider changing your base location to a different part of the map. If you notice some siege sites building up near your base and you plan to upgrade anyway, start clearing the plague hearts around your new base's location. Move your base, and those siege sites are no longer close enough to launch a siege. They'll return to green.
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Siege sites don't start out at level 3. It takes time for them to build up. There's a link in the description to a video on things to keep in mind when moving your base. Last but not least is Zedi and scent block. For those that shy away from them because of the infection they cause, stop thinking that way. You'll get far more infection from not using it. If you're in a situation where you need to take these, you should have cure on you anyway. Don't gamble with whether you can get back to the supply locker in time. That's about the time you're going to see a feral that keeps tackling you and chewing on you like a milk bone. When you're at a difficulty level for yourself where you use Zedi and scent block, don't take these at exactly the same time. They are on the same cooldown, and it may leave you with little to no warning at all. Use Zedi first, then wait a few seconds to do scent block. If you're like me and have run out of scent block in the middle of a fight, you only notice when you seem to be drawing a lot more attention to yourself. By taking the Zedi first, you'll have a visual warning sign the scent block is soon to follow. Especially if you find that scent block isn't quite lasting the whole plague heart. This comes in handy. You can and should be taking these two while you're driving to your objective. Take the Zedi early so you can concentrate on the timing of your scent block. After all, Zedi running out doesn't cause the same problem as when scent block runs out. Once you get closer to your objective, take the scent block. Then just walk away from the vehicle, unless you're like me and decided to park too close. How far apart should you take them? How much warning do you want? Decide that and space them out accordingly. That's it for Volume 2. Thanks for watching.